All right, first and foremost, all thanks and praises unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Wawakakwadash. Peace, blessings, much respect to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, on down to the rest of the elders who rule well within Israel. Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like, pushing out this purified truth to the rest of the church who believe as well. You men who may not be teachers or prophets, you women, sons and daughters also, and the water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel alone, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. All right. So let's start this off with Proverbs 29 and verse 1. He that being often reproved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. So we constantly are reproving our people, and our people are very stubborn. They hate this word. They have a problem with the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and the Lord has been only merciful unto them. So when they do actually, come to a point of being judged, when they get destroyed, who's supposed to feel bad for them? Those who think just like them? Because those of us who know judgment, we understand, like, hey, you should have repented. You should have repented and turned back to the Lord. Our people are constantly being reproved over and over again. Just like that Israelite who was burnt up in that Tesla. There's a good chance he may have came across this word, or maybe not. Either way it goes, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is a power to be feared. Verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So people are mourning right now. Esau being in power, look at how this world is ran. It's not sustainable. People can barely get by, working jobs, trying to provide. You have people that literally, if they were to lose their job within a week, they'd be dead broke. Okay? You have people in this society who are spending all sorts of money trying to pay off credit, debt, and paying car notes. All right. You have men going to court, losing everything because of their wife being the one that was in the wrong, and the court taking up for the woman naturally, because that breaks up the household and it helps tarnish and trash this society more and more. The school system's constantly lying, GMO foods, disease. You have this new disease they're talking about now. What's it called? Disease X. All right. Why is it that, seeing that we're in World War III, we see, certain places such as UK, they're getting their civilians ready for war? Why aren't American civilians, basically prepped in their minds for war? Why are the people here in America so stupid? Because the ones who are in authority here are stupid. And their job is to keep people stupid, to keep people oppressed, to keep people docile, to keep people away from what's really happening. And that's how you know those who call themselves Jewish today are not the real Jews, because when the actual Jews will get power, when the actual Jews are in authority, people are going to be happy. People are going to be rejoicing. Things are going to be done fairly and honorably, and true justice and judgment are going to be on the earth. You don't see that happening right now. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And not only are the people mourning, people are getting sick and tired of Esau. Okay? A lot of our people, they're still in that mentality of, trying to be buddy with these devils. They look to their right and to their left. They see Edomites who are being oppressed just like they are. And then in their mind, they feel like, well, there's no difference between me and you. Just because Esau is willing to be the devil to their own people does not put you in the same place as an Edomite being oppressed by their own. Okay, but this is the seed of the wicked that we're talking about. Let's go to the book of Habakkuk. Chapter 2 and verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. So Esau is in all this debt. How is it that you've increased off the back of our people, but yet you're in so much debt? And then you oppress your own people, and our people will see that and say, well, see, even white people are struggling too. Yeah, but why are they struggling? So-called white people. Because of the elites who are at the top, who are Edomites. Okay? Period, point blank. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? So all that Esau had, all the increase that Esau has is not from him being a righteous man. It's not from him being fair and just. It's because he's a scumbag. It's because he's the devil and he has conquered with the sword. Ultimately, that goes back to the blessing that was given to Esau. Okay? Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. But then they'll get on you because you're late on the bill. They'll get on you because you're behind on credit. You got a huge student loan. They'll get on you for all these things, but here it is. They themselves are in thick clay. Okay? Verse 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So Esau's glory is turning to shame. And it's starting with the men of the Lord who are going out, bringing out this truth. But then you have Edomites among themselves that are also speaking out against these devils. Like before I knew I was an Israelite, I would hear about men such as, John Todd, Aaron Russell, William Cooper. I heard a lot about, the Illuminati conspiracy, what they would deem as conspiracy theories. I knew about the RFID chip. I knew about these things before I knew I was an Israelite. Okay? So you have a lot of Israelites who have no excuse because even Esau Edom, or those who look like they could be Esau Edom, have spoken up against these devils, have exposed these devils. And then you have the word coming out through the prophets of the Lord, backing up that Esau is the devil, backing up the claims that have already been specified through their own, such as John Todd expressing the wickedness that they do behind the scenes before disappearing. And you still have Israelites who just totally put that off like that never was said. Okay? They're in their time of receiving their shame. Okay? Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. So they're being exposed. Why? Because what's done in the dark always comes to the light eventually. Why do you think the Lord is intensifying things in this world right now? Because the Lord is fulfilling prophecy. The Lord is getting tired of Esau. And like I said before, why is it that the UK is getting their civilians ready for war, but that's not happening here in the US? Why is it that, seeing that we're in a time of war, we are in World War III, US has already admitted to not even having enough military fighters. So what does that mean? That shows you a draft will have to come, right? Russia is so cold, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has risen up Russia to a point so cold that Russia could fight and take down America probably with just drones if that's how the Lord wanted it to be done. But America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles by different countries. Okay? Ukraine is using its last resources of ammunition and it's close to having nothing. They done, man. All right? Seeing what's going on with Ishmael and Amalek, these fake Jews and these so-called Arabs, okay? Seeing the tension between them isn't really easing up. And what does that show? That shows America will eventually have to be involved because America and Israel are very, very close allies. All right? So a lot of people in this society who are stuck on TikTok, stuck on folly, stuck on watching football all day and have no time to pay attention on things that matter, they are going to have a rude awakening. Okay? There could be a military draft this year. Okay? Them nuclear missiles can be shot off this year. That's the time we're in. And seeing that Esau is being exposed, that's also a clear sign that we are at the end. Okay? Let's go to Matthew's 24 and verse 32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree when his branch is yet tender and put it forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. So many signs that have been written in the scriptures are right before us. Which means what? Yahweh Shai is at the door. And if Yahweh Shai is at the door, that means Esau's about to be going down. So all the mourning, all the complaining that, we have to go through and deal with right now, it's very limited. We are at the very end of our captivity. That's why so much is happening. And it may scare a lot of people who are in their ignorance or who are just rebellious. But for those of us with faith, those of us who are in the know, we should look forward to seeing things intensify. Because we are clearly at that time where Yahweh Shai is at the door. Prophecies are being fulfilled. Things are being revealed. We are in the time of great revealing. Things are being revealed to individuals. We are in the time of great exposure. People are being exposed. We are in the time of warfare. A lot of people are dying. A lot of people are not considering that this great nation, as they call America, is definitely great, but the destruction is going to be even greater. Okay? Let's touch on Psalms. Psalms 119 and verse 126. It is time for thee, Lord, to work, for they have made void thy law. So it's to that point now where Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is working. It's clear as day. People do not care to hear this word. So it's just to that point now where Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is just like, okay, people want to keep playing. I'm going to just keep turning up the heat. And as much as that toad wants to remain stubborn, once that water starts to boil and that toad decides, you know what, it's getting hot in here, it's going to be too late. Because that toad, its skin's going to be soldered off, I think is the word. It is time for thee, Lord, to work, for they have made void the law. Verse 134, deliver me from the oppression of man, so will I keep thy precepts. So here it is, people are mourning under Esau. The elect are trying to be delivered from that oppression, but a lot of our people, they're not considering, okay, dang, am I oppressed? Or how do I get out? How is it that our people get treated in such a way? Why are we looked at like this and like that? Why is it that our people aren't even thinking that in a lot of cases? But they can clearly see things ain't right. But the elect are in the mentality of being delivered because Esau Edom is afflicting us right now, and they will be going down very soon. And seeing that warfare is in the air, You know we close to going home. Deliver me from the oppression of man, so will I keep thy precepts. Let's go to 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 10. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and I will plant them that they may dwell in a place of their own and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them any more as before. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking forward to seeing Esau go down because they're afflicting us right now. But there will come a time where they will never afflict us ever again. In our kingdom, we are never going to be oppressed ever again. And when I say ever again, literally, it will never happen again. After 1,000 years, we're not going back into slavery. We're not going to be overthrown. We're not going to taste death. We're not going to sin against the Lord. Okay? But we're going to live and live and live. Okay? That's what we have to look forward to. But Esau being the devil, they're in that position where they're afflicting us right now. They're doing everything the scripture says not to do when they love it, and then think the Lord is actually with them. Okay? But again, like I said, because a lot of our people see that Esau, Edom, they'll be catching hell, and our people being a compassionate people, sometimes they use it wrongfully. So they'll see a low-level Edomite catching hell like them, and they'll be like, see, racism don't exist. They suffering just like us. Why are they suffering? Because their own left them out the deal. Their own are the devil. In our kingdom, we are not going to allow our people to suffer. Okay? Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 14. Let me see. For out of prison he cometh to reign, whereas also he that is born in his kingdom becometh poor. So they suffer in their own kingdom. And that causes our people to put their guard down. See, they're catching hell too. They're suffering just like us. Matter of fact, shoot, I came up in the hood, but I knew some white people who came up in the hood with me. Well, maybe those so-called white people were Israelites, or they just happened to be an Edomite who became poor in his own kingdom. Tough luck if that's the case. If he's an Edomite and he's poor in his own kingdom, oh well. Okay? They got left out the deal, so to speak. All right? The Lord is only coming to deliver his elect. And seeing that we are at the end, we don't got time to be babysitting. Okay? The end is sooner than what we even know. So seeing that these Edomites are struggling, they're becoming poor in their own kingdom, we are at the end. Deuteronomy 30 and verse 7, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. That's why a lot of these Edomites are suffering in their own kingdom. The Lord don't give a damn about these heathen, man. They haven't even made it to slavery yet, and you already have impoverished, struggling Edomites. Okay? So from this point all the way up until the kingdom of heaven is established, they ain't got nothing good to look at, to look forward to. And that's just the truth of the matter. Okay? They've shed a lot of bloodshed. They've done a lot of wickedness, and they're back in this day and age, in this generation, to pay. All right? Because the end has already been established from the very beginning. What's that? Isaiah 46 and verse 10, declaring verse 9. Okay, verse 8. Remember this and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. Remember the former things of old, and that's what the Lord is doing. He's putting things in our remembrance. And a lot of people are mad at that. Oh well. For I am the power and there is none else. I am the power and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. So seeing that these curses are even turning around on the heathen, that's the Lord's pleasure. Why is it that they're struggling in their own kingdom? Because that's the Lord's pleasure. And yes, they're still going into slavery. As much as everybody's mourning under Esau, the Edomites who are mourning under Edomites are still going into slavery. Okay? But we're in that generation where, you know, people are here to receive their reward for the wickedness they've done or the righteousness that they've done. We're getting tired of seeing these devils reign. We're getting tired of all the oppression, all the unfair treatment. But the Lord is going to deliver his elect. That's why we want things to keep on intensifying. We ain't all shook up and scared, all right? Psalms chapter 9, verse 9. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in time of trouble. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee. For thou, Lord, Yahweh, has not forsaken them that seek thee. So the Lord is going to be a refuge for the oppressed of Israel. Okay, the elect are the ones who are sighing and crying. The elect are the ones who acknowledge that they are in trouble and they need a savior. The elect are the ones who call upon the name of the Lord. And the Lord's not going to forsake the elect. That's why it's important that we seek the Lord now while he may be found. You know, that's why it's important that we do the best that we can to please the Lord, seeing that the Lord is very, very angry with the world right now. Okay? And as much as Esau is causing a lot of people to mourn under his rulership, the fact that he's at the end of his rulership, that should put a smile on your face. Okay? So, I didn't really know where I was going with this lesson, but I'll title it as I put it up, but I'll go on ahead and wrap it up there and give all thanks and praises unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Wa Rakakwadash. Shalom.